Hello, orienteering friends. Welcome to another recording from the races that I run. This is a public race at the national championship on a short track. So there were many Czech runners that are, the best, like Tomáš Křivda or Denisa Kosová. It was nice to see them, but let's get to my performance. So the public race is started by, just putting your chip into the start box and then you go. There are no ticking clocks, let's say. Here, first, basically I went straight, I think, around this small knoll or hill. I think I did took the bearing properly and I think I ran quite well in the direction to the control. But then when I get to the slope with all those stones, I think I somehow, tried to avoid the stones. I was trying to find the not proper path, but good path. And I deviated quite a bit. Here I'm already starting to look for the path, but as I can see right now, I think I didn't fully, identify the proper stones. So now I deviated too much to the right, and basically I went around this block that is now in front of me, and I went around this block from the right side, which I think I did not miscalculated, but I wasn't sure if I'm at if it's not the one more to the left. And I was also a bit confused because we had our last control here, and I wasn't sure about it. Now, going even further. So here I felt a little bit lost, but I told myself, well, let's get to the top. Here you can see that I'm going to the left again, so probably I kind of sense that I'm way too far to the right. And I also saw these runners coming from this direction, so I went there again. Here I remember that I saw the control, I went there, but I didn't read the descriptions properly, so at first the number to me didn't match, and then I was like here kind of, confused, going away from the control. Now I read the descriptions again and realized, okay, it is my control. So I lost quite a bit here. The loss to this control was like minute 40 seconds, and that's a lot, I think. Although the beginning was good, the final attack to this control was very poor. Now to control number 2. Basically I ran along this hill. I tried to keep my elevation and I think I took at least a little bit the bearing. I saw this clearing on my left that was good, and then when I started closing to the edge of the hill, or not the edge, there was like, you know, these contours that go into like forming some kind of a valley. So that's where I started looking for, you know, like maybe some signs of the control. I think here it was not necessary. I just thought that I'm too high, let's say, too much above the control. So now I'm crossing some stones, like scattered stones, or how do you call it? Here again, you see that I'm a little bit confused, not really sure which stone I'm at, and kind of blindly following the other runners, probably. I don't know, but the control is here on my right. Yeah, so but it wasn't like very confident performance, let's say. To control number 3, well, basically I knew the direction, so I went there, and I went like, I knew that it will be on this ridge of the hill, so I went in that general direction. Here I came to these bigger stones, but I was like sensing that the control will be a little bit further. As you can see, I'm pointing there because at first I didn't saw it, so it was clear to me that it must be the next stone. Now to control number 4, I had to pass like 2 like not small forests, but you know, these younger forests, so that was like a good lead for me, or 3 of them. So here is the first one, then you have this some kind of clearing, and then I'm going to this through this you know, younger, thicker forests. It was not very runnable, as you can see. There were like some other smaller trees lying around, like they cut them first, so I wasn't really running. Now here, I don't know why I'm not running. Was I tired or what? Maybe I was you know, unsure about the direction, so that's why. Maybe the terrain was difficult for me, I guess. Now you can see I'm a bit too much above the control, so I'm like not losing time, but yeah, here it is. So I wasn't that far away from the control, but I wanted to be sure, or I didn't want to risk missing the control, so I wasn't really, you know, speeding or rushing. Now to control number 5. Again, I'm trying to avoid to lose the elevation usually. Here it was there was this big rock on my right side, so I identified this one, and then slowly I think I started to descend again to this kind of a ridge at the hill, and you know, it's kind of hit and miss. You are, you know, like usually trying to like estimate, approximate where the control can be. And also there was this guy in front of me, so I kind of followed him as well. But generally I was heading to this this part of the hill, and you know, thinking that I should be able to find the control here. At first I wanted to go around, but then I decided to climb up and across the hill. It seemed like a good idea. Like it seemed like I wouldn't lose that much of a time, let's say. So here I saw this control. I knew that it's not mine, but to be honest, I wasn't able to really identify this position or this control on the map. It was kind of this map was, you know, full of stones and full of other features. And here my general idea was to run along the contour around the hill. As you can see, it's not very easy to run in this kind of terrain, at least not for me. So I'm only running when it's somehow possible. And also I'm not very confident in this kind of terrain, so I'm constantly checking the map, what kind of stones I see, etc. So I'm very slow, let's say. And here I think I saw the control because I'm taller than this lady, so I saw it behind one of the stones. But generally I would say it was good execution. Now to control 7, that was like a longer leg, and it was, let's say, more interesting to, you know, you had more choices, let's say. Well, I decided to run along that hill on my left. I didn't want to climb it. Maybe I should have climbed it here already, and it would be maybe like you know, easier to get on the top. The way I chose it, I ran like through this valley, let's say, and then along the hill, and then I had to climb a bit. So not so what I would say, I'm not so sure that was the best route and the best decision, but in either way you still have to climb like 3 or 4 contours, which is, I don't know, how much is it, 5 meters per one of the contours, so it's like 20 height meters, let's say. Here I thought that I will climb to the top, but I didn't. I saw the fenced area, and I was like, okay, so even if I will climb up, there I will have to go around somehow anyways. So then just because of my, you know, endurance abilities, I just decided to go along the hill and then below this fenced area and then climb it. So Yeah, here I will start climbing up. It took me a while, but I think it wasn't the worst decision. I spoke to a guy, and he basically ran even below me, more to my right, through this partially overgrown clearing and along those rocks and thicker forests, and he said that it was very difficult to go that way. So at least I didn't have to fight the vegetation, although I had to climb like these 20 meters, maybe it was just 15. So now at this point, I think I was able to run again, and I was just trying to, because I was on the top, so I was just trying to figure out, okay, so where is there was this kind of ridges or edges of the hill. So here I'm at the first one that is on my right, which I realized, and then basically I started going in the direction of the control along the left ridge, let's say, and I caught up on, was it here? I think I caught up on some runner. Yeah, here is the guy. So I caught up on this guy, so I knew that the control must be somewhere here. Overall, I would say that was a good execution. Now to control 8, basically I took a bearing and ran almost straight. Some kind of a lead were these two hilltops. So first I ran a little bit to the left around this first hilltop from the left, and basically the same way around the second hilltop. There, as you can see, as you will see, when I was closing to control number 8, there were many narrow rides, and that was a little bit tricky area. So now I will skip it, and I will get back to you when I will be closing to number 8. As you can see here, there are these narrow rides, and it's like a bit tricky to really figure out which one is yours. So for me, the important feature that I was hanging up to was these stones. So first, this was some kind of a hilltop, so I identified that, and then here I'm closing to these two stones, and they were very clearly visible. It it was like now it was easy to get to it, although it wasn't like the density of the forest was a little bit more than the other, but you know, it's very tricky, at least for me, to sometimes distinguish the vegetated, the not how much vegetated is the area. Here, this control number 9, somehow I missed it because I was focusing on this hill, on these stones on the hill. When I came to them, I realized it. I turned around and the control was there, but I think I should have realized it sooner. So I lost, you know, like 10 seconds here. Number 10, basically I took a bearing and then I thought, okay, it is behind that hill. At first I was also trying to evaluate how many these contours are there, so I didn't have to climb that much. But when I came below the hill, I was like, let's climb it, it's not a big deal. So I will stop talking and just let you watch and get back to at number 10. So here at the top of the hill, I also saw this little clearing, so that was, let's say, a good sign that I'm on the right track. And then in the distance, I could see those cliffs or some kind of stones. And soon after, I saw this control number 10. So again, pretty good execution, I think. Now to number 11, again, this was mostly about, you know, taking a good bearing, so and keeping your, you know, direction properly. So here seems okay to me. Now I don't really know why I ran around this greener patch like this, but probably it seemed easier to me. Now I'm slowly getting back to my direction, which is fine, but I was also counting on a fact that I should hit this kind of like a stream or whatever it is. It seems like it was regulated by people anyways. So here is, it was a little bit tricky because there are many such streams around, so it was a little bit confusing. I wasn't really sure at which one am I. But I was trying to run along it. Now here is this lady, which basically put me. She basically put me on the right course, let's say. Because I myself, I wasn't like 100% sure if I'm, at the right water stream. I was trying to, one of the signs that I was trying to figure out was these, other forests or on my right, there are some clearings. So I knew, okay, I have to get to a point where I will see this kind of a clearing. But when I was looking into the map, it wasn't really clear to me if it is this water line or if it is this small erosion gully. So I was a little bit confused here, but and I didn't saw the control. But then this lady told me, yeah, it's here. So okay, let's say it wasn't perfect to get to this control, but I got there, even with the help of this lady. And I think the strategy that there is this clearing close to the control was also good, because I saw that clearing, so I was like sure that at least I'm close to the control. Now to number 12, that was kind of like, I wouldn't say tricky, but it's always tricky when there are a lot of stones. It's difficult to really pinpoint which stone is which, at least for me. At first I was trying to get to this path and to run along it, but then I think I didn't run too much along this path. I more or less tried to go into the forest, and I was trying to figure out, the ridges, the contours, and somehow I managed to do that, and I correctly identified this, stone field, and I came to control 12 properly. I didn't miss it, so I was happy with myself at this point. Although this, it's not a big hill, but it was not very easy to run, and also I guess I wanted to be sure that I'm going to the right stone, so I wasn't rushing. And also when I'm walking, I'm planning my next move or my next directions. So when I was leaving, I already knew, or at least I was pointed to the right direction. I think at this point I could have run more to the right. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking when I'm. That's what I forgot that I was thinking like that. Like, don't go too much into this small valley. You will have to climb it again. So now I'm running towards control 13, which was uphill, slight uphill, and I knew that there is this, clearing, so that was like some kind of identifier that I wanted to hit, because there were many stones around. As you can see now, I'm just walking. Probably I was just exhausted already. Here, okay, what's this? I'm not sure what I was thinking, but basically the stone is one almost right in front of me here. But the control is somewhere, like hidden behind the stone. So I'm just going around each stone and just, trying to figure out where am I and where should be the control. Because I saw this clearing, I saw this, young forest in front of me. So I thought the control must be somewhere here. Okay, so now I'm going back. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So as you can see, I passed around it, but missed it at first. Again, so it was a small loss, but I didn't get lost completely, which was good. Here, to be honest, I don't know why I'm running here, this particular, direction. I knew that I had my control around this clearing the day before, so now I started heading to that clearing that I knew from the day before, and then I went along the clearing, basically almost straight to the control, but again, when I'm closing to the control, when I'm trying to attack it, let's say, I'm getting very cautious and slowing down, reading the map, so, as you can see now. So it's not like I'm, very confident, let's say. Yeah, I was expecting the control somewhere here around these stones. So it must be like one level down, let's say. Yeah, it should be somewhere here. Oh, yeah. Here it is. So again, I guess good thinking, good navigation could be faster, right? I wasn't very, very fast. Again, to control 15, I didn't want to rush. I did took my direction. I took my time. I was looking constantly at the map to, to be sure that I'm at this big stone now, and then, like I continued in the direction that I set, basically. But again, you don't want to miss any stone, so I'm looking around and, trying to figure out which stone it could be. Again, I think I missed it, so I will have to go back. It must be one of these stones, I guess. Yeah, here it is. And that's what, distinguish like experience orienteer, a good one from me. These guys are usually more confident. They are able to run almost constantly as well. So those are the best from the best. But I think, I did pretty well. I wasn't rushing. I was, cautious about the controls. So at least I wasn't losing that much time. Again, at least I was sensing that the control must be around me. To number 17, yeah, basically, like I knew that I have to go back around or over the top across that clearing, so that was easy. The only problem was my physical endurance, probably. As you can see, at first I was just walking, then I do a few running steps, and then I start walking again. I don't know, maybe it was hot, but as far as I remember, it was not that hot and as the previous day, so it was slightly better. But again, here I'm running, but when I'm, like when there is a slight slope, I'm walking again. I'm not sure why. I guess I was tired, let's say. Now, again, I see the other hilltops, so I knew that the control will be there. So I just, ran in that direction, and there was this boy in front of me as well. So it was obvious that he's going to that control 17. So that was good. Again, yeah, it's tedious to watch because as I'm looking at this race, I have a feeling that I'm mostly walking. I would expect more from myself, but whatever. What can I do? Yeah, here is the big stone, so the control must be behind it. I should have gone to the left. It must. Okay, here it is. So it's on my right. Now to control 18. Well, basically, there was this fenced area in front of me, so it was at first decision: do I go right or do I go left? Obviously, I decided to go to the left. It seemed like shorter, and then basically I was trying to run along like my bearing that I will take when I will get to the end of this fenced area or behind it. And yeah, it should be fine. Right now I was feeling like a good, confident in the sense I had the sense where am I, let's say. So this younger forest threw me off a little bit, so here I took a bearing, and I think let's see. Yeah, okay. So you see that I pointed my hand in that direction, so that was good. And the direction I took was good, but here as you can see, I'm deviating from the direction, and not sure. Now when I'm looking at the map, I'm deviating more and more. It was probably the stones. I was trying to avoid the stones, but here I got like lost and unsure. Where am I? And I didn't notice that I deviated so much. So I was thinking that I was going straight. Instead, I did this 90-degree turn, and so I mismatched the clearings and the hustniki, And here this road that was like at this point it didn't look to me like it's a road, so I missed it. And that's why I'm basically going left, because I thought that I'm passing those thicker forests or younger forests that are way more to the right side in the direction on control 18. So that's what's made me, and I thought, okay, so I'm too much to the right, so I have to go a little bit more to the left. And then still, again, here you are basically on top of a hill, so even the contours looked okay. I started to be a little bit suspicious here because I saw that there is this like decline, and when I got here, I was like, I'm not really sure where am I. I saw these other runners, so I went in that direction, and I saw that they are punching a control. So I asked them which control is it, and they told me, okay, this is number 4. And from that point I knew that I'm totally away from my direction. It was like, oh shit. And well, at least I knew where I am, and I could get back to a course. Of course, I lost a lot of time, like 4 minutes. I think I lost 4 minutes to control 18, so it was a big loss. Here, first I'm just trying to get through this, vegetation. I'm a little bit too low in the hill. Here I'm going basically to number 3, and I will be going around the control number 3, I guess, because like at least it makes sense to me now to go around 3. As you can see, I got a little bit motivated. I'm trying to run more, and I'm trying to push it even uphill. So I knew I screwed up. So here is my control 3. And then here is this thicker forest, and I'm getting to the road. So that was a clear sign that I'm back on track, let's say. And yeah, there is a path, but soon I should get to a road. And then, well, I basically wanted to shorten the path to the control 18 as much as possible, so I didn't run along the road. I went straight to the forest. I'm just here. What I'm doing? Why I'm not running? Okay, now. So I remember thinking, okay, let's run through the forest, and you have to get to the hill, so like to the edge of the hill, and then you will run along it. So that was my thinking. The running in this forest was okay. I wouldn't be running much faster if I would go along the road, I guess. But I'm not arguing. I'm not trying to say that it wouldn't be faster. When you are running along the road, you are not really mapping. Here again, I'm walking, maybe because I'm tired, but also because I was trying to pinpoint where am I. And this was probably the point where I was thinking, oh, let's just run until you hit the edge of the hill. Yeah. So now I started to feel that there is this hill on my right side, and yeah, I was running around it. So this was a good, let's say, it made me confident. Let's say that's what I would say. Here I wasn't. Not wasn't. I was kind of confused by the one of these paths. I wasn't sure exactly where am I. Yeah, here on this path. On this path, this one was a little bit confusing. Here it is. Because I thought that is that the big one? No. But I saw this runner in front of me, so I just followed him to control 18. Yeah, briefly thinking which road is that, but then I just went, and I also remember that I was thinking, but you are still not like at the ridge of the hill, at the edge of it or whatever. So again, I think that was a good thinking, but like running along the road would be at least some kind of, easier navigation wise. When you are running along the road, you don't have to think that much, You are just running and looking around, trying to identify the significant features. So that was it. And here to control 19, I was basically following this lady runner in front of me. So yeah, I was trying to map, I was trying to evaluate where am I, what direction I'm going, but frankly, I was at the end of the race. I wasn't really, I was trying to make it easier for me. So here I saw this some kind of clearing, so but there were many more of them, so it wasn't like easy to identify the proper one. It was more easier to just follow this lady. She was going to the last control as I did, so that was clear. And the control is just below us now. Yeah. So now it was a good race for the most part up until my control number 18. That was a big mistake. I ruined my race basically. But I enjoy it because of the nature and because of this kind of stones. It was that's what I enjoyed most about this race. So highly recommended this kind of areas. Have fun. Bye.